Guys, we need to talk, but hold on a second, I can explain the title of this video, so don't start swinging just yet. Now I know people are really passionate about this anime already, and by passionate I mean they'll loathe, they will defend it over their own mother's corpse. So I'm not out here trying to trigger an entire fanbase for fun. I'm not trying to catch these hands or get called all sorts of names alluding to the fact that my brain isn't functioning properly. But now that the first part of season 1 is over, I feel like there are some things that are fundamentally missing in the anime adaptation of the hype monster that is Blue Lock. So let's jump right in. Oh boy, I can tell the comments aren't gonna be all fun and games with this one. So what is the most important aspect of Blue Lock? Is it the football, the teamwork, or the self-improvement? Maybe Ego's noodle addiction? Well, it's kind of all of that, but first it's hype. Building up constantly towards the next dopamine hit is the one thing the series has excelled at in the manga, and it is, to me, what truly sets it apart from any other sports series out right now. But unfortunately, that's what leads me to my first issue with the anime adaptation, and that is the pacing and the intensity. The easy way to describe what I feel like is probably to compare it to Tokyo Ghoul manga / anime debacle. If you've read and watched Tokyo Ghoul, you'll probably understand where I'm coming from already. This manga was such a dark and intense journey that simply didn't translate the same at all in anime form. The adaptation felt heavily toned down, bland, and also unfaithful to the actual storyline, but that last one is not the case with Blue Lock, luckily. My point is, the anime for it felt like it had to cater to a larger audience and therefore had to turn down the intensity, the gore, the somber, and the overall dark feeling of the manga, and it just didn't work. Back to Blue Lock, the sheer intensity portrayed in the manga, making it a true page-turner, simply doesn't translate as well in the anime. It just feels too clean and too nice to me. The emotions and the rage in the characters' faces and expressions, the dominating auras, the thrills, the cliffhangers, the moments simply feel too restrained, polished, and oftentimes underwhelming. Throughout the episodes of the first part of the season, I constantly found myself questioning these key moments and their climaxes. The build-ups were fine for the most part, but the actual moments and conclusions often felt rushed and anticlimactic once they happened, which is such a problem for an anime where the moments are the literal backbone of the hype. More often than I'd like to, a moment had passed and I would find myself say out loud, "Wait, that's it?" And to be honest, I might just be a production choice to keep it entertaining but make sure it will appeal to the largest audience possible who will not have read the manga, not necessarily needing to go all out and animate everything to perfection because the product, the story, and again the hype itself will bring the eyeballs and most likely retain them. But deep within me, I'm imagining the level of detail Ufotable has brought to the table with Demon Slayer, for example, and dreaming of how it could have been for Blue Lock. Actually, while we're on the topic of production choices, there's also the core animation and sound effect issues that I can't seem to get past. I'll start by something positive though. Some scenes were done amazingly. The one that pops to mind to me is the Shigeri backstory / awakening. It was done brilliantly and it looks fantastic. That one moment with his knee tied up, ready to break free, I was truly hyped. Anyway, back to my point. First, the damn balls, guys. We need to talk about the balls in Blue Lock. Not these ones. These. The physics of said ball. I mean, look at this. The collision between the ball and the net looks so underwhelming. Like, is the net made out of iron threads planted into the grass? Or, I mean, surely between this and Captain Tsubasa's, for example. There must be a middle ground, right? This looks like a CGI issue in a lot of cases, so that's fine, but it's just like the 3D panning of the upfield view as well. It looks very clumsy and dated to me, but it happens so rarely that it isn't so distracting. I still feel like it's worth mentioning though. Details aside, the main issue I have with the animation is the running. I hate to do the comparison, but if you do a side-by-side of Awashi and Blue Lock's running animation, the difference is there. Blue Lock feels like it's reusing the same 3 frames to convey movement, whilst Awashi has something so much more natural and free-flowing. Again, it's not bad, it's just not where I thought it would be. And finally, this isn't an animation issue per se, but more of an art direction thing, the environment. Now, I know it is the same as in the manga, and that's just a one-on-one rendition of the manga art, but I can't help but feel like it feels so empty and bland when animated, which links me back to what I was saying earlier about the intensity conveyed through the characters and the manga, enabling the environment to serve as just that. It didn't need to be much more than it was because the scenes and the characters were doing the heavy lifting. But with the overall anime being so much less intense and in your face, the environment is a lot more on show and visible, and it really felt empty and off to me. It isn't about this simplicity. After all, they are in a sterile facility made for football and nothing else. But it could have been all different if just the lighting and the overall mood were to change at times. Okay, I've rambled enough, but I want to make it clear that I do enjoy the anime, and if it feels like I'm unfair in my reasoning and judgments, please don't take it to heart because it simply comes from a place of adoration for the manga. Rarely have I been so thrilled and anxious turning pages of a sports manga. Blue Lock has truly been a revelation and a true innovation in a genre, and it's a damn good one. So let me know down in the comments below if you agree or disagree with anything I've mentioned. I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on this as long as you can remain civil. But until next time, I'll see you in the next video.